Hey there, I am back with another deck review, and today we're going to look at the Oscars playing cards from Theory11 and designer Kevin Cantrell. On May 16, 1929, 270 celebrities and their guests descended on the Blossom Room at the iconic Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel for a banquet. And once the plates were cleared, they turned their attention to the stage, where silent movie star and the president of the newly formed Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, Doug Fairbanks, would go on to present the first ever batch of Academy Awards. During the surprisingly brief 15-minute ceremony, silent films like Wings and Seventh Heaven were recognized as some of the best in their industry, and an institution was born. This year, we celebrated the 95th Academy Awards in what's become an enormous Hollywood spectacle. In contrast to the original event, which featured less than 300 guests and 15 awards, this year's rendition features 24 different categories and well over 3,000 attendees. Now, while the event itself has evolved over time, some things remain the same. The iconic Oscar statues remained relatively unchanged. The 24-karat gold-plated bronze statue continues to stand as a symbol of Hollywood success. And it's that legacy that's celebrated in one of Theory11's newest collaborations, partnering with the Academy and designer Kevin Cantrell to produce a deck of playing cards worthy of the red carpet. So let's jump into it. Kevin's one of my favorite designers. Theory11 always does a great job with their decks, so very excited to check this one out. And now it's become a bit of a given in playing cards that the tuck boxes of Theory11 decks stand as one of the highlights, and this one no exception. As usual, beautifully executed by Studio on Fire. This one's done on a deep black soft touch stock that comes from Favini Papers out in Italy. And the design here is inspired by the pure gold Oscar statues, all done in gold foil with a super deep embossing. Both the foil and emboss perfectly executed here. That's a credit to Studio on Fire and their work on this one. And the Art Deco design work that's done on this one, really I think Kevin Cantrell is at his best with that style. Now the main design element, of course, that large spade pip in the center that highlights the stage of the event, complete with, of course, a version of the Oscar statue itself standing there with the sword in hand. Beautiful gold all the way through. I love the little simple touches, like the film reel that's kind of twisting its way across the front. Little icons at the top, we'll see those repeated as we get into the pips inside. And then, of course, mentions the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, AMPAS, there at the bottom. And my version, actually signed by Kevin Cantrell. That's not how the normal decks come, but Kevin actually sent me this deck himself and was gracious enough to sign it, so really appreciate that. As you turn to the sides, though, you'll see even more gold. Tons of that Art Deco style, the line work and the rays going down there. Premium playing cards on one side and the Academy Awards on the other. Love the look of that gold and just how deep that embossing is. Very simple ad copy down there at the bottom. Pretty standard fare for Theory11. The top has the name of the deck again, Oscars, partially covered up by that tuck seal. And the back is really some of the most brilliant gold here. Of course, a design featuring Oscar here in the center, standing proud, and then just an explosion of gold all around him. You can see some of the words making their way in there, and the Roman numerals here with a credit to 1927 when the Academy was formed. Beautiful look to it overall, super shiny gold foil, just so over the top. And it's finished out with the red tuck seal with the Oscars logo on there, fitting for the red carpet that's part of the event. So you open it up, more gold foil in that kind of Art Deco style, little Oscar there in the center. A little bit surprised to find this inner flap not embossed at all. A bit of a surprise. I think it would have felt nicer if it was, but still some cool little touches of gold foil. You get another Oscar logo there on one side and a stylized Theory11 logo on the other. And interior printing featured on this one as well. That kind of almost like an Argyle style design there with the diamond pattern featuring the Oscar trophy and then Oscars written on the other diamonds. And that kind of continues as a pattern all the way through the interior of the tuck. Just an absolutely brilliantly designed and executed tuck box overall. Can't say enough about this one. But let's get to the cards. And the impressive bits don't stop there. Right off the bat, you'll notice when you flip over to the card backs that it's almost entirely done in gold foil. You get the black ink and the gold foil that covers most of it. Very fitting for the Academy Awards and for the Oscar statue, which is of course all done in gold. And Oscar himself featured there as the central element in that kind of diamond shape in the center. You can see the reflected Oscar statues, and then that beautiful radiant line work all the way through. Really, really nicely done. Love the little elements. You know, you get like the curtains, like the stage there, little architectural elements down the side, little icons. Just so much going on in this one, and beautifully brought together. You get the Oscars written at the top and the bottom, that kind of stylized font. Just really nicely done overall, and just a standout execution on the back of the back design here. This is all done with hot stamp foil, which has pros and cons. It's definitely a brilliant, bright, vibrant look, but you'll see little parts where there's very, very small imperfections, little bits of pitting and things like that in the foil. That's kind of an unfortunate artifact of the hot stamping process, but overall, this one, I gotta say, especially considering how ornate the detail is here, very, very well done. So that's the back design. Now let's check out the cards. You get a couple of jokers here. Just has the Oscars letters in that classic font that you'll see with the logo, kind of done up here with the red and the black joker. The letters here just slightly outlined with a little bit of gold metallic ink as well. Just kind of gives it some little depth. And then the Oscar statue silhouetted there in the A. Beautiful look to them, kind of that 1920s vibe really captured well on these. And then some very simple ad cards, one for Theory11, done with that nice look of the gold metallic ink, and another one for the Academy with another Oscar silhouette there in the center. So there's your extra cards that come with the deck. The Ace of Spades, definitely the power ace of this one, and it's the same design that we saw done in gold foil on the front of the tuck box. This one done with gold metallic inks. Very nice use of the gold metallic inks on this one, and get a better, kind of a little bit higher contrast, a little bit more shading compared to the front of the box, but a great look at that image of the stage of the Oscars, the Academy Awards show. Beautifully done. Playing cards by Theory11 at the bottom, and of course the Academy Awards there at the top. Nice choice of font there, very kind of in keeping with the Art Deco look of the entire deck, and then a pretty simple pip there in the corner as well. So very nice look to the Ace of Spades. The other three aces all feature big ornate pips, and each one of them kind of paying tribute to part of the film industry. You have the clapper board there forming the diamond pip. Love the look of that one. That's a really cool look. And then my favorite of the three other pips is this one. So you get the projector here, complete with the film winding its way up to the reels there. And that's kind of forming the three leaves, I guess you'd say, of the club pip. And then the heart takes you to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, where the stars all have their own stars on the sidewalk, and so you can see one of those stars featured here on the heart. So, beautiful set of aces, and that mixture of the reds with the gold or the blacks with the gold ink, really, really nicely done. The number cards are all at least slightly customized as well, so they feature fairly classic spade pips, but a number of them are accented with the silhouette of the gold statue here. Kevin Cantrell always does a great job with his pips. I love the little embellishments he does on these. These I think are especially well done. And then as an extra touch, you get a mention on each one of the cards of one of the different awards that you can win. So each one has a different one of the awards. So there's Best Lead Actress on the Four of Spades. Like that not every pip uses the embellishment of the Oscar statue there. Love that it's kind of done on random pips. I think it's a nice touch to it overall. But just see all the different awards that are featured throughout here is Best Documentary Short Film. Each one of them kind of paying tribute to one of the awards. There's your Best Director, and of course the most prestigious of them all, Best Picture. And then as you get to the diamonds, the pips now have changed to use that clapper board. Very fun little style there. And then more of the awards mentioned here. Now you will see some repeats because there's only 24 awards that are given, and there's 40 different number cards. Invariably, you're going to see some of them repeated, like there's Best Picture that we also saw in the Ten of Spades. So would have been cool to have them all be original, but obviously impossible since there's not enough awards. But here's my favorite ones. The club pips I think are so well done. Of course, you have the film reels there forming up the three leaves of the club pip. But my favorite part, that twisting film that kind of winds its way randomly across the card. Very cool touch, and all done with that gold metallic ink that I think really shines nicely. I will say you may see this catching in the light. One of the unfortunate artifacts of the hot stamping process is some of that design from the back bleeds through to the front. You'll see kind of where the stamp was applied, and it kind of shows in the light a little bit distracting, but not too bad. And like I said, you know, it's kind of the trade-off you get for that bright, vibrant gold foil that you get on the other side. So best makeup and hairstyling, finishes out the clubs there, and then you get to the hearts with that star from the Walk of Fame featured. This is probably the simplest of the 4 pips, but still nicely done. So there are your number cards. And then we get to the quartz, and the quartz, I think, capture that Art Deco, that 1920s vibe through this one perfectly. You can imagine these as some of the characters you might have found in that Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel for the first ever Academy Awards. This is meant to pay tribute to some of the award winners over time, so you can see each one of them a character done in that 1920s art style, and each one of them holding their Oscar statue proudly in their hands. Love the clothing on these, you know, that, again, 1920 vibe, the flappers, the large top hats, just beautifully captured. And the background has that great Art Deco style, almost looks a little bit MC Escher with the staircases and things like that. But great look to it. You can see almost like the stage lights shining in all directions, and a great color palette, kind of the golds, that muted earth tones, and the little pops of red just show great on these cards. And that design work continues on all of them. The red ones don't feature the staircases in the back, but feature more of the lights, a little bit more red accents in the background, but more of those fun characters, all done in the same style, but each one with a unique pose that kind of gives them their own little bit of flair. So there's your club pips. At King of Clubs, I love the gold ink on the monocle there. Just my favorite one of the cards. And then finally, the 3 hearts. So beautiful set of court cards, all really, really nicely drawn and so in keeping with the rest of the deck. Love that it's a full custom deck, touches all over the place that make this one special. And that is it. That is the look at the Oscars deck from Theory11. Kevin Cantrell, just a great pick for the artist on this one. His work within the Art Deco style, I think second to none within that genre. And Theory11, kudos for putting together a fantastic collaboration, full custom all the way through, something that really felt unique and special. And that execution on the foil work there just really brought it to the next level. So hope you enjoyed this one. I'll put a link if you want to check this one out down in the description. You can purchase this either from Theory11 or from the Academy itself. They also have the deck for sale. You can purchase it either place. Definitely one worth checking out, especially if you're a fan of the ceremony or just a fan of film in general. I think it just really captures the theme so well. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this one. Make sure to subscribe for more deck reviews, more unboxings. Let me know what else you want to see, and I'll see you for the next one.